All right, this is a review of the different ways I ask about coterminal angles. If you want to find a positive coterminal angle between 0 and 360 degrees, when you're in degrees, you're going to continuously subtract 360 until you are within that range of 0 to 360. So we're going to do 850 minus 360 to start. That equals 490 degrees. That does not fall in the range of 0 to 360. So you're just going to do it one more time. 490 minus 360. All right, and now I'm going to get 130 degrees, which does fall in that range. So that meets that criteria that it's coterminal and it's between 0 and 360 degrees. Okay, so that's one way that I'll ask those questions in degrees. I could ask in radians. If you're in radians, all right, you're going to do the same thing, but instead of 360, we're going to use 2 pi. Okay, when you have a negative angle, instead of subtracting, you want to add 2 pi. So we're going to add 2 pi over 1 in this situation. But in order to add fractions, you need a common denominator. So I'm going to multiply that by 4 over 4. So my subtraction or my addition problem here is going to be negative 11 pi over 4 plus 8 pi over 4. Right? Negative 11 pi plus 8 pi is negative 3 pi over 4, which is coterminal with negative 11 pi over 4, but it doesn't meet that criteria of in between 0 and 2 pi. It's still negative. Right? The nice thing is I already have a common denominator, so I'm going to take my negative 3 pi over 4 and I'm going to add the 8 pi over 4 from the previous because that's what 2 pi is in pi over 4. Right? So negative 3 pi over 4 plus 8 pi over 4 brings us to positive 5 pi over 4. That meets the criteria of in between 0 and 2 pi radians, and it's coterminal with negative 11 pi over 4. Okay, another way the question can be asked is just find an additional coterminal angle that is positive and negative. Right, in order to find a positive coterminal angle, you're going to keep adding 360 to the angle until you get a positive one. So this, I'm going to do 100 plus 360, which is 460 degrees. That is another angle that is coterminal with 100 and it is positive. Right? If I want to find a negative one, I'm going to take my original 100 and I'm going to subtract 360, which equals negative 260 degrees. Now there's multiple coterminal angles to this. If I kept subtracting 360, there's more negative angles. If I keep adding 360, there's more positive angles. So that question is just asking for one additional positive and one additional negative, right? And then the last question is just asking if the two angles are coterminal. There's multiple ways that you could do this problem. I think the most common way to do it is just take the lowest one and add either 360 or 2 pi to it and see if you get to the other angle. So if I take negative pi over 6 and I add 2 pi over 1, but get that common denominator of 6, so it's negative pi over 6 plus 12 pi over 6. When I add that, it equals 11 pi over 6. Okay, well that doesn't match with 23 pi over 6, but that number is still smaller than 23. So I'm going to take that 12 pi over 6, that 2 pi, and just add it one more time to see. Well, 11 pi over 6 plus 12 pi over 6 equals 23 pi over 6, which is that angle that I was trying to see if it was coterminal with. So you would say that yes, these angles are are coterminal.